conversations with clients. The idea behind this is to connect with regular folks who are not in the financial advisor world and understand what they think about money, what they think about financial advisors, have they ever heard of them? And I just want to unpack these conversations. These will go in different directions, but what I hope to get out of these is not only communicate to the rest of the world of what a financial advisor does, but also more importantly for the financial advisor community to hear what people think about financial advisors and what are the the concepts that they have and the relationship with money that they have and whatnot. So with that, I want to introduce Moreya Redman. Moreya is actually working for Pulse 360 as well. So she has volunteered to be the guinea pig on this one. So welcome, Moreya.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Of course. So I want to start off with just kind of finding out, Moreya, give me a little bit of your background, right? Where in life are you, an age range, so we can at least have an idea of where you're coming from.
Yeah, so like you said, right now I'm currently working for Pulse 360, but at the same time, I'm pursuing an education, and I'm in my early 20s. I'm 23, but yeah, I mean, right now my goals are work and school, so that's where I'm at right now.
Okay, got it. And what's the education you're pursuing, so everybody kind of know?
Yeah, I'm trying to become an astrophysicist, so I'm studying a lot of physics right now.
Okay. So with that, I want to kind of dive in about money. As we discussed previously, we're not going to specifically talk about your numbers and what have you, but I want to just get a feel for what your thoughts are about money. Can you tell me your first memory of money?
Oh gosh, my first memory is probably gonna be being a kid, where my parents would put little chores on our fridge, and so my goal as a kid, I wanted to buy a bunch of little Polly Pockets, or like little mini Barbies, and they would put chores with like a certain number value, like $5 if you vacuum or something. And so I would keep doing these chores and save up money so that I could buy little Polly Pockets. And that just became like a regular thing in my house. So that's probably my first memory, which I feel like is pretty good. It's a good lesson teaching you how to like save up money to buy things that you want. So
yeah, absolutely. And then as you grow, and now you're going into further education for your astrophysicist, let me just start off by asking, do you have a financial advisor right now?
No, I do not.
Got it. Have you heard of financial advisors? I know you're working with us now, but if you put yourself back prior to even starting with Pulse 360, had you heard about financial advisors or planners?
Oh yeah, definitely. I think my grandparents have a financial advisor as well, and I always thought it was a cool idea, but I don't know, it always sounded way too expensive, and for where I'm at in life, I guess I just never thought it'd be something that I'd do right now. But I feel like maybe in the future, it would definitely be something that I'd want to have my own financial advisor. But yeah, before working at Pulse, I knew what a financial advisor was.
Okay. Do you know what they do?
Well, I just said I know what they do, so hopefully I do. But a financial advisor, in my eyes, is someone who helps you reach your goals or like milestones in your life that you want by managing your money. So basically, these are the goals I want, and this is how much money I have. Can you help me plan and make those goals? Whether your goals are retirement or education, whatever it is.
Got it. I'm assuming there's a little bit of working with Pulse 360 that you've gotten some of this knowledge, right? So there's a little bit cheating going on, I would assume. But I'm curious, you don't have a financial advisor, so how are you planning for your education, and do you have life goals that you want to try and achieve? How are you managing all of that?
So all of it I do on my own. It's a lot of like videos or just input I've gotten from other people, like my grandparents, my family, or just finding things online. My very first attempt at managing my own money, I heard of this, it was the golden rule called the 80-20 rule, where you save 80% of your money and then the other 20% is for you to spend. And I thought that was a really cool idea. And so that was kind of my first step into saving money. But now I do it all on my own. Whenever I get a paycheck, I always like divide out all my money, and then whatever I have left over after all the important expenses and saving stuff, that's my free money. So yeah, I do it all on my own. I could be like not doing it correctly, but it's working for now.
Okay. And then since you're doing this on your own, right, you just got the information from your grandparents, parents, friends, potentially. Do you go online anywhere to try and learn about managing money?
I never, at least not right now, I don't go and search. But sometimes things will pop up. It could be an ad, or maybe I'm scrolling through TikTok and I get those TikTok financial experts that give you advice that could totally be wrong. But if I think it's valuable, then I might take something away from it and add to my current plan. I have tried using apps. I think there was one called Acorns or something, but it just never really worked out. So, I mean, I've jumped around trying to do it myself, but yeah.
Just kind of circling back, what are you saving for, or what is your goal besides education? And, have you thought about, is that money being invested? Is it sitting in a bank account? How are you kind of, thinking about all of these things for yourself?
Yeah, so right now the bulk of my savings is going towards education because it's going to be very expensive. Currently, it's sitting in a bank account, but I'm looking at ways to invest it, but that's an entirely new world that I'm kind of scared to jump into. I've reached out to my grandparents and we set up an account with Schwab for me to start that, but it's really just getting my foot in the door. I'm also saving up a little bit extra for retirement because I think it's better to do that early on. And that's also sitting in an account. I opened up another Schwab thing for it, but putting my foot in the door is the hard part. I have a small account. I call it my wants account, where I may not necessarily know what I want to buy, but I put X amount of money in it so that if I want to, buy a car or something, I already have that money saved up so that I can do it if I wanted to. So, yeah.
Now, when you look at, the world of money, some folks will say it's very complex and others will be like, no, it's fine. I'm going to automatically save a certain amount in this. What's your feeling about the world of money, the investments?
I think it's complex if you don't know about it. So what I'm doing now, I think it is super simple. I just basically take my paycheck and chop it up. But when it comes to investing, there's a lot I don't know. And when I talk to people who know what they're doing, it sounds super simple, but I don't know anything about it and it's scary. So I think it's just learning. And once you learn and get your foot in the door, it'll be fine.
There are lots of tools now available online, right, to invest and whatnot. I want to get your feelings on, there's something called Robo advisors where you just, open up an account like you have with Schwab and you put the money in, but there's not necessarily a human element behind it. I want to get your thoughts around, is a human important for you, at least with your frame of mind, to help you guide you, or are you perfectly comfortable with just going with some sort of an automated system and utilizing that? So almost like a do-it-yourself versus trying to get help from a professional.
Honestly, I think it's whatever works. So if a robot is the best way to help you and it has a track record of success, I mean, I have no problem with it. I think having a human element would be beneficial, probably more expensive, but it is like a different train of thought than a robot would likely have. And I feel like there could be more potential for success or failure, whereas a robot seems like I don't know much about it, but it seems like a very steady, safe route to go.
And now, a couple of times you mentioned about, expensive, right? Financial advisors and whatnot. Tell me where that's coming from. What have you heard? I'd like to know.
Honestly, I don't know. I guess it's just the idea that I have in my head. Because if you ask me rates of financial advisors, I couldn't tell you. I think it's just some idea that I got a long time ago that they're very expensive, and I guess I just stuck with it. So maybe I'm wrong.
Okay, got it. Let's, as financial advisor, I'm no longer in that field, but I want to know, do you know the difference between, for example, there's financial advisors that are fee only, there's others that are fee based. Have you heard of that? Do you know what the differences would be?
I haven't heard of it prior to working at Pulse 360 and working here. I mean, I just know of their existence. I don't know much about the differences because in my brain, you're a financial advisor. So you're helping me with my finances. But I would assume a fee-only advisor would be like, I give you advice for this fee. And there might not be something in the future, but if there is, then here's another fee for that advice. And so I guess it would just be a different way of going about getting the advice. But then again, I don't really know for sure.
Okay. So let's ask you a different question, right? There's financial advisors, then there's financial planners, then there's wealth managers, there's fiduciary. So have you heard of any of these? Do you know what those are?
Wealth, if it has a wealth in the title, I automatically go to they're for rich people. So that's the extent of my knowledge.
Okay, got it. And what about fiduciary?
I don't know.
Yeah. The reason I'm asking these is because in the financial advisor world, sometimes we end up using some buzzwords, let's say, that perhaps may not be resonating with the end client. So in your case, for example, obviously, you've not heard of it just yet, at least, right? Mm-hmm. Let's move on to the topic of Bitcoin. Have you heard of that? Have you dabbled into it? What are your thoughts of that?
I've heard of it, and I always thought it was a really cool idea. Like if we lived in a perfect world where there were no money laundering or illegal activities, I feel like Bitcoin or other like cryptocurrencies would be a really cool idea. It sounds really futuristic to me, but I don't know. I haven't looked into it too deeply, but like I said, if it was a perfect world, I feel like it could be safer because I'm pretty sure you can't like counterfeit or just make it. So technically, I guess it could be safer, but my knowledge on it isn't super extensive.
Okay. I want to kind of just tie this up. If I guess what would motivate you enough to go out and say, okay, you know what, I need the help of financial advisors and look into their fees and what have you. What value can they, communicate to you that will say, okay, yeah, I probably need somebody else's help to look through my finances?
Honestly, for me, I think to go out to a financial advisor, I'd either have to hit rock bottom with my finances or like win the lottery right now in my life, one or the other, because I think what I'm doing now is working to my knowledge. So I don't think I need the help unless something drastic happened.
So I'm not here to tell you to get a financial advisor or not. I want to kind of use this opportunity to explore, right, what your thoughts are and whatnot. So the next question that I'm going to ask, don't take it like, okay, I'm trying to steer you in one direction. I just want to unpack it a little bit. You mentioned what you're doing with money is fine. And then you said, to my knowledge, right? So naturally, you're learning about all of this now, about the investments and taxes and what have you. Do you question yourself that you have the appropriate knowledge or not? And what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I definitely don't think I know as much as a financial advisor would. I'm sure that if I had an advisor, it'd be a lot better than what I have now, probably. Because I don't know what I don't know. And so I'm not going to pretend like I know exactly what I'm doing. The choices I'm making are 100% correct. But right now I feel like I'm doing a decent job. Okay. And so, yeah.
Got it. So, well, thank you, Moreya. I want to make sure that you leave here with the thought process of knowing that I wasn't trying to steer you in any one way. I am definitely biased about having a financial advisor since I was in the field for 2 decades. I don't do it anymore, but I understand the value that they do provide. But I also am now taking this opportunity to kind of figure out what the rest of the folks who are not in the financial advisor community really think about money and what their relationships are and whatnot. So I hope you kind of saw it that way and not, hey, he's trying to get me to get a financial advisor.
Yeah, don't worry.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it, and look forward to continue to work with you, of course, and helping you wherever I can. So thank you, Moreya, for taking the time.
Yeah, thank you very much.